and Fanny. But my concern is there's a lot of catch on the side of Fnatic Onic Philippines. Not really just straight up engages, but also just closing the gap onto the side of Blacklist International. But the good thing is, they have a Matilda.
Yeah, what you mean here is they have a lot of ISO plays. They can play isolation, one-on-one. It's going to be easy for them to just maneuver and get an easy kill without even a conversion from the side of Blacklist International. So Blacklist might have to stick together here, especially with the Matilda being added into their lineup. Both teams have already locked in their respective heroes, and I'm sure that all of them are going to be relying on this Bane for the early portions of the game. A good hero that could possibly secure objectives, but at the same time, if you're looking at a catch from Hylos, at a catch from, you know, the Cho, and especially the cutthroat from the Fanny, I feel like it is really going to pose a lot of problems.
Yeah.
We're going to find that, or we're going to find more of that out in this game, because this is the first time this season that both of these teams are going to be matching up.
Yep. And again, as you've said, there is a lot of threat on the side of Fnatic Onic with the early game momentum that they can have, especially on the Fanny, the Cutthroats. Once King Kong gets level 4, there is that engaged factor from both the the Julian and the Hylos. It's not just the Hylos that can set up for Fnatic Onic. Actually, 3 heroes on their side can set up against Blacklist International. So for Blacklist, you do need to take care of your cores in the early game. But the problem is you have 2 cores that you have to take care of. The Claude in the gold lane and also the Bane in the jungle.
And honestly, if you are Blacklist, you're gonna have to try to be safe in the laning stages of this match. Because one wrong move, then it's already like early game scaling absolutely for the side of Fnatic Onic. So you have to make sure to just try to get those last hits on those minions as early as possible, and then try to contest for those turtles only when you can manage to do them. Buy a little bit more time is the story of the game for the side of Blacklist International. As not a lot of things are currently happening on the map, just securing a bunch more objectives, but it is Fnatic Onic that is starting to get a little bit more than that.
This is the beauty of the Julian, like level 3. You don't even need level 4. You have all spells to your arsenal, so you don't really need to look for wave priors in the early game. That's the reason why Fnatic Onic is already engaging onto MP the King, and that's the first blood being drawn by the Sonics.
Isolated. He was caught red-handed walking into the river, and that fish, octopus, if I should say, I don't even know.
Squid.
But whether, okay, all right, squid. That squid is getting back into base, and this is going to be the same reason.
One more hit.
Oh my
One
goodness.
more hit.
He was outplayed by outplayed, and that so far is going to be 1-1 for the side of Blacklist. You'll take that if you're them.
There's a big blunder from Super Prince, especially with the flicker commitment. One more hit would have done the job, but he didn't feel like the damage was enough. And outplayed, gets 1 kill in the turn. And yeah, you take that trade any day because they also got turtle.
Yeah, they did get a turtle, but Kelleran in the same way got a little bit more gold from those energy shields. He's going to be using it a lot here. Here we go.
Oh, the jump and the cutthroat from King Kong. Look at the cable swing from the Fanny. And the return kill from Fnatic Onic is there. Haji goes down.
Yo, King Kong was like, you know what? Why are you hurting my bro? Why are you over there? You shouldn't be there. As you take a look at the Infinix hand cam as well, King Kong's fast hands are going to be there off the essence. But my goodness, good escape coming in from Kelra to just take himself out. But in the same manner, it's going to be King Kong and the rest of the members there at the bottom lane. It's, I believe, Lord JM trying to, control that Fanny. That's going to be the main catch of theirs heading forward into the later match.
Yeah, like the key word is catch. Blacklist International has to catch the Fanny and the Harris, especially in the mid game. But we've seen Keldra already purify earlier on. Perks shooting a lot of damage. Good thing there's a shield with the Matilda after the guiding wind. But again, you already start feeling it like Fnatic Onic. It's not even like the peak of their their power spike. It's just a preview of what's to come.
Yeah, I'm curious about what build specifically Perks is going to be going for here. Because in terms of like the early game damage, of course, he's going to be there. But in the same way, if you take a look at it, it's only more on like book and the mana regeneration coming in from the Matilda. So he hasn't really built up as much compared to the others who have already secured a bit more of those items. Pretty tied up also in terms of the gold department, just because of the fact that Outplayed got a kill on the other side. But it was Kelra who got more of those energy shields.
Yeah, but look at mid lane. Again, another attempt from Fnatic Onic. Haji with the double dash. Cutthroat from King Kong. Very good bait from Fnatic Onic. Kirk went and didn't go for the kick. but the double dash from the Valentina was already used, and King Kong gets a free kill.
Yo, he just waited until there was nothing left else to move.
Kirk with the kick. He's finding the angles. The Kirk is in action, but there's the guiding wind from Perk, saving the king of Blacklist International, but the other king is just taking the turtle.
Now, that's one of the perks of having perks there, right? Just, you know, getting out of situations.
Have an access.
And like, all right, I'm out. All right, skadoosh, goodbye, everyone. But that's also the case for the turtle. And at the same time, it's King Kong again.
Look at the dives. Harris with the Salmon Force. Blazing Do It does no damage whatsoever. Flicker out. Actually, not Flicker. Purify and Bima out. Outplay, he goes back in. Keller has no mana. Haji, can he go for the punish? No. Purify also from Perks has been used. But Fnatic Onic, they're not done yet. Bottom lane, there's a kick onto the Edith. And King Kong. No ultimate yet, but the cables not dealing enough damage. Lord J might be able to get out with the Primal Wrath, but Kirk with Thunderbolt slow. Then again, another set of cables onto the Edith.
Now you see the sarcasm that King Kong has during the recent interview yesterday. He says that he kind of sucks with using the assassins, and now you know why we say that he's capping. He's currently 5-0-0 using this Fanny. All of those isolation plays are clearly working for the Sonics. Meanwhile, for Blacklist International, they have secured, a kill that went on to the best hero. That is outplayed, but Kirk is going to be followed here by the rest of the members of Blacklist. They want to go or not, just secure more objectives as the Lord is going to be there. Or should I say the Turtle is going to be present in 45 seconds or less. A major thing that they've also got in a turret up top.
Yep, map control is everything here for Fnatic Onic, preventing the Claude from being able to farm up towards the late game. And Super Prince, again, the Julian, does not need a lot of farm. King Kong once again tries to go for the bait. Doesn't use the cutthroat, as he knows there's a lot of dangerous heroes lurking on the side of Blacklist.
Midnight, that's so difficult now for the side of Blacklist to just, find and secure their objectives so safely, because it's been a problem from them right from the start. They're unable to get an objective, to get a turtle. Maybe one because of an extra group up tactic that they did during the first turtle, but on the other hand, nevertheless, it's still going to be right now.
Rusko soaking up a lot of damage. He does have the Revitalize and the Glorious Pathway. However, Blacklist International will just try to go for the trade onto the top lane because they really cannot contest this turtle from Fnatic Onic.
Yeah, there's just a little too much damage. A downpour on the offensive here for the side of Fnatic Onic Philippines. And maybe it's a trade, but in the same way, that is not going to be allowed by the side of Blacklist. Instead, it's going to be a push again.
Oh, Purify from Outplayed alongside the BMI, but they catch up with a Glorious Pathway. Blazing Duet used by Outplayed. But here comes Stefani from the backside. Cutthroat onto Haji. He goes down. He's not done yet. He's looking for more. Unfortunately, he does not have the energy. But Kelra has the mana. He takes down Perks. Flicker out from Super Friends. He's going to be able to get out. Shark Bite from the Bane. But Kirk with the knockoff. One more chase from Fnatic Onic. They might be able to take out Lord JM here. Oh, but flip back and onto the Primal Wrath. He's going to be able to get out.
Don't tell me.
But King Kong once again lurking in the shadows. And Lord JM gets kicked once again. Kelra with his Almond Force. He does not want to end this fight. He wants to look for more.
That Blacklist International just being tossed aside one after another, courtesy of those Jit Condos coming in from Kirk, who now has 4 assists in this game. Brusco being the sponge, the defensive sponge for Fnatic Onic Philippines to just get those damage outputs from Blacklist, and then it's going to be up to Kelra to, dish out the damage. He's not even part of a lot of team fights because it's King Kong that's finishing them off for good. Super Prince was almost, dead over there on the top side, but it's not going to matter because Kirk is going to be here.
Lord JM catches Kelra, but he does have the Purify. He's not using it yet, and now has burned it because Outplayed used the Blazing Duet. And Blacklist International, they are going to be able to save their mid lane turret. A lot of resources expended on the side of Fnatic Onic. Purify on Kelra as well as a Glorious Pathway plus the Flicker from Kirk.
Yeah, they can't lose this middle lane turret. This is going to be the most important objective that they should have for the next couple of minutes, because again, the Lord is going to be there, and in case they lose that, they lose a little bit of those wave management that would be easier with that middle lane turret, and also the buffs accessible for them on that side.
Yeah, every second counts here for Blacklist International. Fnatic Onic, they're just closing the map, the roads of Blacklist towards the inevitable comeback with the claw. But Fnatic Onic, again, very identical to all their games. They're still looking for engages here. Lord JM once again gets kicked. but the Harris has not used the Diamond Force yet. They are in front of the Lord. This is going to be a Lord dance for both sides, but Fnatic Onic, they want to engage. Super Prince is looking for the angle. And outplayed, BMI's out. And they're going to try the burst on the Lord, but they're still coming back here. Lord J with the primal wrath. He's hurting Kirk. He's hurting Kirk. Kirk might go down. No, the choke gets lit. The choke's able to live. Oh no, he dies, but on the backside, Fnatic Onic engages on the Blacklist International, but the safety net off the Bane. Diamond Force has been used by Kelra, though. He's not able to take out the target. MP the King in the front line is able to save that team fight here for Blacklist International alongside Lord JM.
There is no other way to say this, but Blacklist might have just turned things around. What a beautiful catch coming in from Lord JM. I have to say, he landed that kill using the flicker to catch Kirk red-handed. As we take a look at this one, the Cho was already down. Lord JM was right here on the other side, and it was the resident members of Fnatic Onic Philippines that was trying to surround him from the other side. Kelra was also trying to fight on his own, but the problem was the catch from Lord JM, making two clutch plays to get the Lord for the side of Blacklist International.
Oh, Fnatic Onic, as much as they want to engage versus Blacklist International, they have to engage into the Bane ultimate. It's going to be very hard to move around those areas because you have to deal with the damage output, the crowd control, as well as the positioning of Lord JM.
Yo, Midnight Fish, our friends, not food, did not work for them at that time. It was just too much. The damage was too much to take for the side of Fnatic Onic Philippines. And not only that, the extra bump, the extra knockup paid dividends for the agents, for them to regain some floor, for them to regain some ground. And now, from being 4.5k down in this game, they are now just by 1,000 in terms of gap. But look at this. King Kong's going to be trying to go instead, but that might not be the greatest decision because Perks followed to his death.
A little blunder from the Mathilda. He thought he could knock up King Kong in time for Blacklist International to re-engage. But again, it's a reset for both sides. Fnatic Onic still holding the gold lead. Very high margins of gold here in the course of the side of Fnatic Onic, but Blacklist International, they're catching up. You already have the War Axe and Thunderbelt on the Bane, plus the Brute Force Breastplate just to add more survivability and as well as a little bit more damage. But now he's building towards, I think that was a Blade of Despair or even a Malefic Roar. I'd rather prefer the Malefic Roar, honestly, for the penetration. But this is the start of the climb back of Blacklist.
Yeah, that's the extra damage output that's going to be, you know, necessary for them to get back in this game. I feel like they have already made that. They've already made several moves for them to get back, especially with the level of understanding that they had, specifically Lord JM in that past Lord fight, right? Where he used the flicker to reach the Cho, and then that meant that there was no longer any way for them to execute the isolation play except for King Kong. But when the team fight was right there, it was also a sign for King Kong to say, you know what? I can't do isolation plays if they're all there. So the fight, whenever there's a team fight, with a Bane being the center of it all, they might have just won.
Yeah, and we said it earlier too during the draft. Like the Edith does work against the the composition of Fnatic Onic, but also the last pick Bane. Like this is really the Bane of Fnatic Onic. Their strength is engages, but if you can't engage, then you're just naturally losing to the team fight versus the Claude because they have more damage when it comes to dragged out fights, and if they cannot choose their targets, they're just gonna be pummeled down by both the Edith and the Claude.
Yeah, and especially with the late game, right, where a lot of these teams are gonna be clamped up together. They're gonna be grouping up so much to just try and dish out the damage, and Blacklist International is very much aware of that. They know that they had the Edith and the Claude, two heroes that are very good in terms of team fights. The only thing probably that I'm quite concerned here is going to be the damage or the sustainability, only because they have the high loss. So high loss specifically for should I say the Matilda, rather. They only have the Matilda here for Blacklist International. So it might be the issue for them in terms of durability. So they have to strike first. They have to find a way to just counter-attack and land on those perfect hits.
Yeah, Blacklist International, they're not out of the waters here just yet. They, you make a very strong point when you say, like, there's a lot of durability with the Hylos. They don't have that for the side of Blacklist International. It's just the Matilda. But what they can utilize is their ability to engage without any potential punish. Because in contrast to Onic, they have the Bane to deal with a lot of these engages for from the side of Onic, from Fnatic Onic. But with Blacklist International, if they just decided to fly with the Mathilda alongside, with the Edith, the Claude going in with the Purify and Blazing Duet.
Yeah.
Fnatic Onic, their only choice is to run away.
Yeah, their only choice is to run away. They can't even use the glorious pathway at some point, and they're going to be using that ultimate to, just get out of the way out of the team fight. And beforehand, you have the Matilda, you have the Claude, very agile heroes from the side of Blacklist International, and if they want to engage, there's no way to go but full engage 100%. There is no backing out from that because Brusco is going to have a glorious pathway forward.
Yeah.
He's never going to put it backward unless emergency calls for it.
Yeah, it's like you take the glory from the path.
Yeah.
Because now it's an exit pathway.
Oh man, it's like a walk of shame.
It's a walk of shame.
And
it's a shameful pathway.
Right? It's called a glorious pathway for a reason.
You use it onward.
You don't want it to be called the path of shame.
Yeah.
Because the path of shame is going to be you going back to the base. And now, just like what we were talking about a while ago during the break, Blacklist International is starting to group up. They have noticed that, the lead is slowly being worked on here. Super Prince, that was a close call. I mean, it was almost right there. But Blacklist, or should I say Fnatic Onic Philippines, having very good sense of awareness, knowing where the rest of the members of the agents are.
Now, they're just swinging back and forth between opposite side of the map.
They're trying to find someone.
They're trying to find someone as well as slow pushing the opposite lane of the Lord. And now, might be a very, very dragged out Lord dance here, considering that both checklists are fulfilled here for Fnatic Onic and Blacklist International.
Might be ready to go here. The rest of the members of Fnatic Onic Philippines are still hiding. It's only Brusco, King Kong, and Kelra, even Super Friends, finally showing themselves here.
This.
But this is just half. Oh, they reset it. They're going to be resetting it, Blacklist International.
Yeah, it's a Fanny still. You have to make sure that the Fanny is out of the lore before you take it out. And now he goes back. Haji steals the kick, but Bane with a deadly catch alongside the Retribution is able to steal the Lord for Fnatic Onic, but the kick. Kirk is able to secure the kill onto MP the King here for Fnatic Onic, but they're not done yet. Blacklist International, again, they're clapping back. The damage output from Outplayed is just too much.
Yeah, that was a very good of a gamble here from the side of Blacklist International. They got what they wanted. Outplayed being cut to half his health, but it's still going to be alive courtesy of Perks. Lord walking down. Blacklist International is starting to completely turn this around. Fnatic Onic Philippines would still have a lead in terms of the gold, but they no longer have a lot of those turrets available. Only the ones at the middle and at the top. The inhibitor might be the case here for them unless Fnatic Onic Philippines wants to do something.
Just kicked. Zaman Force has been used by Keller to defend the Lord. Blacklist International, they're going to have to give this one to Fnatic Onic. They're not going to be able to break the base for today, but they live to fight for another day.
Yeah, honestly, they haven't gotten a lot from that Lord, actually, because Fnatic Onic Philippines would still have something here. It was almost a Lord JM trying to get something over there with the Earth Shatter, but that's not going to happen. Although there's a lot here going on.
The kick!
My goodness!
From Haji Kirk! Kirk got outplayed. He thought he was going to be able to look for a target, but Haji, he knew what was about to happen, and he did it first. He was one step ahead of Fnatic Onic, and now Blacklist International is in front of the base of Fnatic once again. Lord JM eating the damage output of the Julian flicker in from Lord JM. Did not catch anybody, but oh my goodness, the ultimate from MP the King once again, but Blazing Duet, all right, does not hit anyone. Keldra is still going to be able to chase here. No Purify, however, and also the Zaman Force has been expended. Brusco looking for an opening here versus Blacklist International. Lord JM with the flicker was a big blunder here for the side of Blacklist.
Yeah, that was a good note there from the side of Fnatic Onic Philippines. It was Super Friends, I believe, who kind of did the knock-up, and then Kirk, in the same way, was just trying to distract the attention of the rest of the members of Blacklist International from getting one major objective that could have been fatal. Because again, that's an inhibitor. That's super minions. If you manage to surrender that specific objective. Good thing, though, for Fnatic Onic is that Kelra got another kill. This is going to help him to, again, continue to farm and scale up and get that final item that could possibly be very handy in the upcoming team fight, because the Lord is going to be present within 30 seconds.
Yeah, both sides, they have the damage, they have the items. It's just a matter of execution now and also the strength of your composition. MP the King just purchased the winner crown to be able to get out of the Zombie Force as well as the onslaught of engagements from the side of Fnatic, Onic, especially with Kirk, just tunneling vision onto this Bane.
Yeah, if you are Fnatic Onic Philippines, you're kind of fighting this 4-on-5. Because King Kong, if you're found out, you're kind of dead. Like, it's going to be difficult for you to fight and get through the Lord, so the only way for you to secure that objective is via a drive-through.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have to use those mechanical skills to just get the retribution.
Oh, Kirk.
But he's going to go.
He's looking for a kick here, but he knows there's a winner crown. King Kong with the cables here. Brusco with the Shameful Pathway, and Blacklist International again with the deadly catch. Outplayed. All right, no blazing to a target, but it's fine. The damage is there from MP the King. He's going to be able to take out the tower, the heroes on the side of Fnatic, but Super Prince is looking for a Benny Cutie moment, but Haji is here. He has kicked. Super Prince is going to be forced to get out, get back to his base, and Fnatic Onic loses that team fight.
It is now the side of Blacklist International who are in cruise control. Fnatic Onic Philippines wanting to just get what they can get, especially with what happened in that previous team fight. A shameless pathway or shameful pathway was led there by Brusco because they had no other means for escape, and they might finish this one.
They're looking for the end angle. Super Prince dodges. The knockup from the Matilda flicker out by the Julian. Kirk looking for an engage, but he does not find it. King Kong, there's not enough cables in the world to save you from this game. Deadly catch from Blacklist International, and they shut down the Fanny. One cannon in the mid is all it's gonna take for Blacklist International to take one game from Fnatic Onic, and they smell it. This is the new code. This is the update, and Fnatic Onic, they will lose game number 1.
You better believe it. It is Black.